with you.
Oh, okay.
And I'm a pretty experienced Ford owner. I know what I'm going into. This has probably been the worst.
Oh.
And that's not...
Wait, Ron, you've owned some Ford Tauruses in the past.
I know. Those are pretty good.
Welcome to the Texas Truck Channel. I'm Craig.
And I'm Brian.
And we've got a little update on a little 5K ownership update on Brian's Expedition. Brian, there's been some good
and some bad.
Let's talk through it.
And I'm gonna give you a little tease to the end here. Here's the good.
Oh.
This is the all new Avid Tuner from 5-Star Tuning.
Was that a tuner in your pocket?
Yeah, no, this is a tuner. I've got it in my pocket. I'll show you. It mounts on the windshield here in a minute. And it has unleashed a monster behind me. But we're not gonna get there yet. Save that to the end. We're gonna do 0 to 60 with 87 octane tune and 93 octane tune.
See if that makes a difference.
We know it ran 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds in stock form. We'll see if it gets any better.
Pretty good.
Darn good. So look, and that's a lot faster than all the competition. But anyways, let's get into it, Craig.
But there's been some bad, you said.
Yeah.
It hasn't been perfect.
It's been far from perfect, if I'm being honest with you.
Oh, okay.
And I'm a pretty experienced Ford owner. I know what I'm going into, and I've had, by and large, really good experiences over probably 10 Fords in my lifetime of personal ownership outside of our show here. This has probably been the worst.
Oh.
And that's not...
Wait, Ron, you've owned some Ford Tauruses in the past.
I know. Those were pretty good
Wow.
for what they were. And I didn't pay for that one either, so it was way better. So, look, I will say, let's kind of lay it out. If you haven't seen this before on our show, this is a 2019 Expedition Platinum. Now, we use on the show, it is a camera car that we use, but it is my primary family hauler as well. My wife and our 2 boys are hauling this all the time. She drives it more than I do. It is 2-wheel drive, but it comes with the high output from the factory 3.5 liter EcoBoost. This is a Gen 2 EcoBoost. A lot of the development of this motor came with the development of the Ford GT. So that's when the generations changed when that thing came out. Of course, the internals are different. The architecture is identical.
But the shifter's the same.
The shifter is the same. Same for a Ford Fusion, and same for a GT500.
Yeah.
So there's that. Now, it's paired to a 10R80, 10-speed automatic, and no transfer case because it's 2-wheel drive. That's kind of the synopsis. We bought it with 109,000 miles 4 or 5 months ago. We put 5,000 miles on it since. We're at 114,000 miles.
That's not very many miles. Why haven't you put so many miles on it? Have you been driving it the whole time, or?
No, it's been out of commission.
Oh.
Quite a bit. Luckily, our Ford Ranger that we own as well for the show has been almost faultless, but not completely faultless either. So.
Well, but our Mustang we bought for the show,
mint.
Okay.
No, my Mustang.
Your Mustang.
Your son's Mustang, not so great. Mine is
okay. Ford's had some problems on our show.
It's been mint. We're still fans. We like abuse, I guess, but let's get into it. The bad, I'm gonna get into it really quick. The first thing that went wrong, which I'm actually not blaming Ford at all, it's a good YouTube joke, is this wheel hub went goodbye immediately.
That happens.
The bearing. When you're at full lock and you're turning, and you turn and you go boop into a curb and that wheel gets twisted like this.
Bearings don't like that.
They just die.
Yeah.
And I'm not pointing fingers at my spouse, but she possibly definitely hit a curb, and that's definitely what happened
fake
there.
news.
So anyways, had to change that out, but that fixed some mysterious issues I was having in the front end.
But the good news, Brian, is a wheel hub assembly versus some Hondas out there, so it's really easy to replace.
It was bolt in, bolt out, no big deal. I was done in about an hour, super easy. But I was having crazy like pull on the highway. The alignment was acting weird. All the wheel bearing signs, but it was so quiet, I couldn't tell it was bad until I lifted the wheel, and it felt like the lugs weren't tight. So there's that. The next thing we'll talk about is the transmission shifting, which we'll discuss more when we actually do the drive in a minute, because the tune has helped tremendously with this. The 10R80 transmission, Ford made that transmission and said it needs to be everything. It needs to be a CVT for fuel efficiency and have the right ratio at all times in every scenario for peak efficiency. When you put it in sport mode, it needs to rip your face off and slam gears and always have the gear for it. But whenever you're just driving normally, we kind of don't know what to do there. So they picked these 2 big engineering objectives and kind of missed the middle. Whereas General Motors used the same exact architecture. They co-developed the hard bits of this, and they forgot the outer spectrum but nailed the middle. So you got to pick your battles. Luckily, the 5-star tune has fixed the middle, but I still have a complaint. There's just too many ratios in here. It has to skip some shifts to feel more natural, and I don't love
part of the
that.
problems are coming from a 6R80, which was kind of perfect.
Yeah, the 6R80 was awesome. There's nothing wrong with that, and this is more efficient, and it is faster. You cannot deny that. I would prefer a 5-liter with a 6R80 in this if it was my choice. So let's talk about the actual bad thing that's happened here, Craig, and it's been quite awful. There are daytime running lights on either headlight. It's a very pretty headlight design. Has a C-bar, kind of like a C-clamp. That's the idea from the Ford design. This one is bright, and this one is dim.
Not so bright.
And about every week, a new neighbor tells me, hey, you've got a dim light going on with that headlight. And I get the text and I go, I appreciate your concern. I know. This one, for some reason, is dimmer than that one. I don't know. Comment below if you own one of these and you've been through this. Is that one faulting and going super bright for some reason? And this one's going dim? Or is that the right one? This is the dim one. I don't know which one it is. All I know is it's about 300 bucks for a used one of these. That's one last thing I need to get done. That's kind of annoying, but not the end of the world. What is the end of the world in Texas?
Ooh,
Let me show you. Down there, hard to see, but you see these lines right here? Do you know what these go to, Craig?
Oh yeah.
Air conditioner.
Mm-hmm.
You know what happens when the compressor eats itself?
That you're gonna need, yeah.
Yeah.
That thing's gonna make it hot.
Yeah, it's not bad right now. It's only about 80 right now, but you cannot idle in the school pickup line for your kids without AC here. It's just not, it's not a usable vehicle at that point. It's just a bicycle is better at that point. So we had to go through a full AC replacement. Unfortunately, we were having an intermittent issue. I thought it was the thermostat, which it turns out was a problem. 18 and 19, they had one thermostat, and 20, they went to a different thermostat. The thermostat we had in this vehicle got stuck halfway open. It would not overheat, but it would get just one pinch warmer on the gauge, not overheat, still operable, but the AC would shut off as a safety. Okay, I ordered the new part. While we're in Houston, I swap it out. Bob's your uncle, we're good for a couple weeks. By the way, no more overheating, no more problems. It's not a warranted item, whereas I think Toyota would have called me and knocked on my door and said, we need to change this for you. But Ford was just like, yeah, here's a service bulletin. You can buy a new one if you want. Okay, we did. It wasn't expensive, no big deal. It's just messy. We changed it out. Move on with our lives. Fast forward, I get a text from my wife. She's idling the school line. The AC's out again. Here we go. So I go through this pace. It takes about a month and a half to figure this out. Long story short, while I drive it one time, the AC compressor locks up and the belt is slipping on the pulley. Turn the AC off, the clutch releases, it's fine. Long story short, it ate itself, it pushed metal through the whole system. $2,200 later, outside of the dealership, dealership wanted about $3,600 for that service. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't have the time or energy to do it myself, otherwise I normally would. Luckily, she's back to normal. So, it did take a few trips to the tech. We had some other issues going on with the parts that were put on it, but that's not related to the Ford complaint. I do find it peculiar though, the 05 to like 2010 Fords just didn't have compressor problems by and large. There's been a lot of these apparently. I didn't realize that. So that's the bad. Can we talk about some good?
Yes, because there is some good.
There's lots of good. Look at this paint first of all. Like, look at the flake in that. There's blue in there. This is agate black. I love the color. And I actually polished this thing and got all the swirls out from the previous owner. It looks like a mirror. Love how that came out.
Really nice.
Now, let's talk about the things we've done. I want to show one real quick. My wife came out of an Audi Q7 and went to the Platinum Ford, and she goes, first of all, the light colored seats are her favorite. They are ventilated, they're cooled, and they're massaged. They feel like a toddler is walking on your back, but they do work. And then, as much as I joke about it, on a long drive, it takes some fatigue out. I do appreciate it.
That's real.
But we have thrown in from our buddies the last fit liners. Look how messy that is.
That is ready for life.
These are life proof, and look how high up they go. We have the full set, Craig. We've got them in the front, we've got them in the back, and when you get them in, it protects all your carpet. Now, this is in kid mode. We hauled dogs this morning too. Look how much is protecting the interior of this thing. And let's come to the back, Craig. Man, everything on this is kind of noisy. The deployable side steps are noisy, the hatch is noisy, and you have this back liner here.
Those liners aren't.
These liners are not, and they are keeping this thing safe. Everything else in this vehicle has been flawless. These stereo bumps on highway trips, it's hard to beat. We get near 20 miles a gallon when we take it easy, and it is fast as heck with this tuner. That's what I'm gonna get into now. We're gonna go to our 0 to 60 spot and show you exactly what it can do. All right guys, we're gonna start it up here real quick. I wanna show you the Avid Tuner. Avid is the manufacturer of the screen itself, but it's tuned by our buddies at 5 Star Tuning out of South Carolina. These guys have a plethora of tunes. So if you're into the Ford late model stuff, they've got you covered. Mustang up to diesel truck and everything in the middle. Primarily, their big deal though, is their EcoBoost tuning functions. Whether it's 2.7 or 3.5, even Coyote stuff they do a good job with. They are known for curing the 10R80 transmission problems. They make it shift smoother. The way that we did the tune on this, I said, hey, I want to prioritize shift smoothness. If we can make some more power, we'll take that too. That's kind of where we're at. So let me show you what you can do on this, Craig. You can actually pull up gauges here. You can configure a single gauge, 6, 12, or 4. I usually do just the 4 on this. When you're at your home or on your phone, you can do a Wi-Fi setup and you can actually download your tuning from your tuner. I've got the load of torque load demand, NOx sensors, and then the intake air temps, as well as the boost readout. So you can see right there, it's going to negative inhogs, which is the vacuum of the turbo pulling exhaust gases out of the engine. That's pretty cool. Go back to your main screen. If you want to do a flash, you can actually go to the sync. This is where you go to the cloud and pull down the tune that the tuner has given you, made for you. And then you can come in here and just pick files that they've made for you. 5 Star Tuning, developmental tunes, and these are the different ones. We have 93 Performance, you have a tune for the engine and the transmission, as well as 87 Performance. We're running the 87 Performance tune right now. One of the things we did, we have a version 2 in here, is I noticed on the 93 tune, the cooling fans were super hyperactive in an effort to get the intercooler as cool as possible. That is helpful, but we didn't need a drag race setup for this thing. So I actually had the guys go in there, Adam with 5-star tuning, he's like, no problem, turn it off, put it back to a more reasonable setting. We don't notice it anymore unless it's actually needed. So that's pretty cool. More things you can do, Craig, you can go to full diagnostics, you can check your emissions readiness, you can check any codes that are in here, and you can run a health report if you've had enough drive time on this. If you'd like to configure that, you can. More things you can do is extra functions. You can actually make this thing hold certain RPMs if you're trying to like listen to something. So you can go to state control, you can do your fuel pump, or you can set your idle to stay at a certain RPM. I do like doing this, so I can go, oh hey, I want it to be idle at 1,000. Look at the gauge now, Craig. So if you have like a noise you're trying to check for the vehicle, you can go, I want it to sit at this RPM while I'm diagnosing something. That's actually very helpful. I like that a lot. And then there's also advanced functions over here in the ECM. I don't want to mess with that, but you can reconfigure like throttle pedals and things like that. It's a very good system. The beauty of the Avid as well is we're using on this right now. It'll also work on any other Ford product we have. I believe 2011, I'm sorry, 05 and up, I believe. So my Mustang will be running off this soon. We have a turbo Mustang on the car channel as well. And also my nephew Carl Gregson has a Coyote Mustang this will run off as well soon. So all I covered, let's hit the pedal to the metal, see what it runs on the 87 tune. All right, guys, I can already tell you that the throttle mapping is way more aggressive, and we're going to give it a little bit of boost. Lots of boost, lots of speed. Okay, lots of wheel spin, we still did better. But I can't tell you though, the performance is profoundly better with the 93 compared to the 87. So let's give it another run, see what we got right here. I'm just going to mat it and see what happens. There we go. Holy crap. She's fast. Okay. So this is a moment where I wish this was all-wheel drive because we could lean in it to it and make boost off the line. If I do that now, it just rips the tire off. But we've got intake temps or coolant temps down to 196, 198. I'm trying to tow haul now with a little more aggressive boost off the line. I tried it again. All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1. That speedo was just flying up. There we go. That was our best numbers. Oh boy. Okay. We'll show Craig in a minute. All right, Craig. You're in the car. I've done a few runs off camera. I've shown the guys 87 and 93. I haven't told them numbers though. AC is off. I've got it in tow haul mode with the traction off.
Would it help to have the traction on?
No, because it cuts immediately. So I've tried that. That's what the first couple runs were, just full throttle. So bad news here is I've rotated the tires since last time I drove it. And the tires that are on the back right now happen to be older than the front ones and less tread, and they're just spinning. Also, it's a lot warmer today. It was in the 40s when we filmed last time. It's almost 70 right now. That makes a difference, but I can tell you right now it's completely traction limited. Let's see what we get. But
what did we get the first time?
5.51 on a factory tune, but it hooked that day somehow.
Right.
So let's see what we can get right now.
Okay.
Ready?
Right now we're on what tune?
93 Performance.
93 Performance. Okay, hit it.
Do you have the meter?
Yep.
I've got about 5 PSI.
Wow, okay, one of the other things they've done though is you can actually do a burnout.
Yeah, you can actually do a burnout now too, which in the previous tune you were not allowed to. I think the factory torque management was doing boost by gear before. So I'm gonna come in timid and roll into it more. Ready?
Okay. Ready?
3, 2,
little boost.
1. Little boost. 1.
Okay. And just wheel hop.
And it shifted early because the wheel speed was too high.
Yep.
Jeez, and 60, just like that.
Okay, yeah, 6.04 with me in the car.
Okay.
But yeah, several things there. We've got traction issues.
Yeah, lots of traction issues. I will say, let me just lay it out there. I ran the first run with 87 octane. I'm gonna put it out of tow haul mode. And I ran it in sport mode, and it was doing low 6s. Every run was like a 6.1 or a 6.0.
Okay.
Which is really good, I think, for conditions changing and tires being the biggest thing changing. The best I got on the 93 octane was tow haul mode without you in it and the air temps down. and it was a 5.41. So it was actually.
Oh, okay. So we did beat it.
We did beat it just, but with 91
Well, that
octane.
counts.
I guess it does count.
Yeah, dude, you short sold it. You beat the factory tune with 30-degree more temps.
Well, that's true.
And worse tires.
Way worse tires.
Yeah.
Not a little
and
worse.
that was about the 6th run when you did that.
Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah, heat soak is a thing.
Yeah, heat soak is real, and so that's actually quite impressive.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
I mean, the
happy
only way
with
to really do it is to run it without the tune, same tires, same degrees.
Same day.
Look, we can't do that. Magic editing can only do so much.
Right.
What fuel do we actually have in the vehicle right now?
Well, 93.
Oh, we do have 93.
Yeah, 93.
Okay.
And we ran 93 on the. Actually, in all fairness, the factory tune that we did, we ran it with 93.
Okay.
Which is the 480 horse.
Okay.
The factory tune without 93 in it runs 450 horse. So
Okay.
we were still running a 93 octane tune versus an 87 tune. So an 87 tune on bad tires from 5-star is almost as fast as the original
There you
Tune
go.
193.
Hey,
so that tells you a lot.
So that's the good on this 5K update. The other
Yeah.
good, let's remember the whole, kind of one of the really main reasons we get the 5-star tuning. We talked about this off air when we were driving here.
It rips.
That your wife is very happy about.
Yeah.
Is this shift logic.
Oh, that's the biggest deal. In fact, the numbers, I can't give you a number for that.
Yeah, there's not a number for that.
And I can tell you, the livability is night and day.
Yeah.
I would not want this car without the tune. And that's the best thing I can tell you right now. We're not on a drag strip. I can give you better numbers.
Of course.
I promise you with a new tire in the back or just rotating these, I believe we would get under 5 to 60 with the tool. My butt dyno tells me that.
Right.
The mid-range is gnarly. That being said, around town, there's none of this like, oh, I'm gonna go from 2nd to 5th for some reason. And then it like slams and doesn't rev match and all this stuff. It just doesn't do that anymore. It's very smooth.
Brian, I'm gonna enter 5K update on this.
Okay.
Is there any tuning or 5-star magic they can pull about all the rattles of car seats and toys in here?
I'm glad you brought that up. I talked to Josh at 5-star. They can't help me with that.
Okay, well,
There's nothing to do
so
with
that never goes away with an exhibition, especially the long one, because it just holds so much gear.
Yeah.
And that part is great about this. That's actually one of the reasons, living with it, you've loved that.
Hashtag family, it's killer at that. So that being said, all those that say, oh, it's just a truck minivan, you're right. That's why it's so awesome.
That's right.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for Last Fit for sending us liners with us. It's saved the vehicle from said kids. And thanks from 5-star for making this thing drivable and ownable. You hear all that stuff? Do you hear all that?
Yeah, 5-star can't fix that.
5-star can fix that. Thanks for the tune. It fixes the 10 or 80 problems, and it is way faster. Like we're doing 30 miles an hour in 6th gear, which is laid down. Drops the 2nd.
Yeah, it just hammers.
And now we're doing 60. And just like, it's a powerhouse. This thing rips.
It makes it from an eco beast to an eco monster.
That's absolutely what it is. You're absolutely right. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Okay, one more thing I want to get at real quick. The Avid controller, which is all new to the market, is awesome. So if you're from the Mustang tuning world or truck tuning world, the N-Gage used to be it.
Right.
I'm telling you, this is the fix. Now the N-Gage is out of production and had problems. This thing's been great. It's easy to use. You have a good readout on it. It's Android based, so it's like everything works behind it. So that's cool. And 5-stars are guys to get that from. It's the move. The biggest difference with the tunes I left off in a review just a minute ago is the mid-range drivability, which goes partially to the transmission shifting properly, and secondly for the turbos being so awake and ready to roll. That's the biggest thing to me is like, oh, I'm in traffic, I need to merge real quick. It feels like an EV. It's just like
they're on boil.
Boost, it's ready to go. Ready. And that's one of the things that the factory tune just was kind of lazy at. So big gains, big gains.
Oh yeah.
Go 5-star, go home.